Kind of surprising, although I think people that have been following this knew this was possible, that, and especially in a situation like Miami, especially given what McDaniel had said, that he was the coach for now as they were going through their GM search, et cetera. When a coach like John Harbaugh becomes available, that changes things. And some wondered whether or not you change something here in D.C. Well, it appears to have changed something in Miami. And Mike McDaniel is now out there. And immediately you would think that almost every team out there is going to want to at least talk to him as an offensive coordinator. There might be some head coaching opportunities, because I actually think, frankly, this pool doesn't look overly impressive.
No, a lot of people are saying it's
paper,
not super impressive. So Mike McDaniel will get head coaching interviews.
Sure, if I'm a team like Cleveland or Tennessee, I would love to have him. That's a huge upgrade, I would think.
His record was exactly 500.
Yeah, 35 and 35.
For 4 seasons. Made the playoffs twice.
The last couple of years were weird. He was everybody's darling a couple of years ago. The boy genius, poster boy for boy genius. Good story, kind of overcome an issue with alcohol. And that's where Dan Quinn comes in, because they'd worked together. And, he publicly put him out there and said, look, Dan's one of the guys that helped put me over in my sobriety journey or whatever.
They're very close.
He was the wide receiver coach in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he went to San Francisco because Adam Peters brought him in.
Right. So the connections
there's connections there.
All over the place. Both have said really, really complimentary things. I think Dan Quinn said something to the effect of that he's one of my favorite coaches.
Yeah.
Really compliments his mind and how he processes things, how he puts a game plan together.
Well, he went to
makes
Yale.
quick decisions.
Smart guy.
And if he wants to run the ball more, he was the Niners' run game coordinator. Like, it makes all the sense in the world.
So, like, on paper,
for him to wind up
Well, he
here.
was the OC, too, when they lost to the Rams. And they went to the playoffs with Jimmy Garoppolo under his tutelage.
I certainly think,
as an offensive coordinator.
I know Yahoo has an article, and the headline is, everyone agrees Mike McDaniel's the perfect fit for the Commanders.
But if you're Mike McDaniel and you're getting wooed, let's say you can't get a head coaching job, or you just don't want to be a head coach for a year or two, because that was kind of the story of Cliff Kingsbury, right? He wanted to get back in as a coordinator, allegedly, versus going right to being a head coach, and you just kind of want to learn again, maybe see a different system. If you're Mike McDaniel, would you choose Washington? You get Jaden Daniels. Detroit, who's interested, you get Jared Goff and all those weapons around him, or Kansas City and you get Patrick Mahomes.
I think there are other factors just than the weapons. I think you have to, these are human beings.
I agree.
The personalities factor in. I think those other, they have more weapons.
But you want to be successful too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like you said, I think Jay Gruden always said this. These guys all think they'll be successful wherever they go, right? A lot of them think I can win anywhere because I'm a good coach. So I don't know. I think a lot of it depends on does he have a good relationship with Dan Campbell? Does he have a good relationship with Andy Reid?
Here's a question I have.
Does he even work with Andy Reid?
Here's a question I have for our callers: 1-800-636-1067. And I'm looking at our poll. 90% want the Commanders to hire him. Okay, it's just like an easy thing. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, Mike McDaniel, let's bring him in." I want to hear from those who are in the minority. Why don't you want Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator to replace Cliff Kingsbury, who's been ousted? 1-800-636-1067. And I also have a side question. I'm sure EB has seen it. Have you seen the viral video that they claim it's Mike McDaniel running routes? And like there's a crowd around. It's almost like that guy destroying or
I don't think they're claiming that's Mike McDaniel. I think that was like a meme.
Okay. Yeah, just like this white guy running routes.
For memes.
I think
I asked it as a question. Is that Mike McDaniel? Because it's popped up and it says Mike McDaniel.
Well, he played wide receiver.
He did play wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Why couldn't it be?
It looks a little bit like him, but it also looks like
didn't look like him to me.
That comedian that does Kill Tony.
I don't know.
And I know it's not him.
If it is, then I just
you know what? I'm going to post it. I'll find it. I'll post it at Junks Radio, and you can tell me if it's actually Mike McDaniel. It doesn't look like him in the face, but it's also like 20 years ago.
But whatever.
I mean, guy's running routes for like a minute, but he's like so good at it.
I mean, he played at Yale. He was a receiver, so maybe it was.
Maybe it is him.
I don't necessarily have a preference of Mike McDaniel over and maybe these guys are not going to be able over Stefanski or Dable. You know what I mean?
The only thing the reason why I might have one is because people really act like, I just defer, I don't know, that he's like a boy genius with some of this play design. And if that's the case, and given the relationships and everything, to me it does seem like a perfect.
I'm guessing that
it would be my preference.
The majority of the people who don't want him, they're going to just look at the record of, of the Dolphins the last couple of years and how the offense declined. But a lot of that has to do with
weapons.
With weapons, and Tyreek wasn't the same player. Tua had the concussion issues. I mean, they probably had a lot of issues.
He was a 500. It's not like he bottomed out and had horrible seasons
500
in Miami.
Yeah, but Tua maybe didn't develop. He declined.
Yeah. He wasn't good.
I mean, Tua got benched this year.
That might also just be that Tua has limitations.
Yeah.
I understand that, but he was playing better. My point is, an argument could be made, 1-800-636-1067, that the quarterback, the most important position that the offense coordinator will have to deal with, didn't get better during his tenure with Mike McDaniel. He actually got worse.
That doesn't mean that's the indicator. That has anything to do with the
doesn't mean it's just his coaching.
Be all on him.
Just means
maybe.
But some guys
physically decline.
Some guys are just better coordinators than coaches.
Well, that's definitely true.
Okay, so
North
maybe
Turner was a great example of that.
So maybe Mike McDaniel is that guy. He's a better coordinator. I mean,
He's more cast.
Kingsbury is a better coordinator than a head
my
coach.
only thing is that he got weird. It seemed like he got weird. Maybe that's just his personality, and it was hidden behind all the winning the first couple of years. But that podium stuff was weird. It almost made me think, like, is he on something? Like, he's weird.
Yeah, maybe that's just his personality.
He's just an eccentric guy. Like
But how come we didn't notice
he's
that?
Not your normal NFL boring bland head coach when he goes up.
Clearly
to the
a
podium.
different guy with the joggers, and he's doing his own thing. God bless him. But it just, how come we didn't notice that when he was winning?
Maybe he just didn't pay attention.
Okay.
Who knows?
I mean, I've seen some of these pressers, and he's damn near like a mumbler.
Yeah, it sounds like he's on Valium or something.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder. So that's the only thing that would give me pause, but I don't know.
So
he claims he's been sober since 2016, so going on like nearly 10 years at this point. Yeah. So
I know. Well, every addict claims they're sober.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the time.
I mean, I don't know about if he's had relapses or if
I'm not saying he has.
I
doubt he has, but he just comes off weird in some of the, and I don't get it. Like, why are you so weird? Dude?
Well, he doesn't look like a football coach on the sideline. He doesn't look like your typical.
I agree with that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like mumbling at the podium.
Yeah, I know. He just could be a different guy.
Yeah. All right, let's bang out a couple of these calls. Where do you stand on this? The Yahoo headline is, he is the no-brainer. Everyone agrees. Mike McDaniel's the perfect fit for the Commanders. And I think I would say, and I tweeted this a couple days ago, he would probably be my number one pick, right? Even like Dable. I kind of like a lot about Brian Dable, too, and his track record.
But we haven't heard about an interview set up, right, with the Commanders and Mike McDaniel. They've already interviewed a defensive coordinator choice.
Who's the name?
They are going to interview Patrick Graham
from the Raiders.
Right.
Somebody sent me another name of someone of note that they're interviewing. It's just not being reported yet, and they said don't say anything. So that doesn't mean anything. So they're definitely doing things behind the scenes. That's the point.
Mm.
They're definitely.
Well, you have to.
People.
You're competing with all these other teams.
Yeah, and they're not just hiring reported.
They're not just hiring head coaches. They're hiring coordinators. They're hiring presidents of football operations, GMs. I go to CBS Sports. They have a good breakdown. It's incredible the amount of names and teams that are looking for coordinators. Or, I mean, we just in the sports page, Jason mentioned the Buccaneers. They just whacked five coaches.
Guys, yeah. So they need 5 different, 5 different interviews for 5 different positions.
All right, let's go to Dan.
Multiple interviews.
In Sykesville. Where is Sykesville?
It's up near Baltimore, I believe.
That's what I thought it was in Baltimore. Hey, Dan, what's up?
Well, you wanted to hear just some people that weren't in favor of McDaniel, and this might be a little bit off the wall, but there's a lot of times, and I'm going to say you guys, but just people that maybe never broke a lot of huddles, never played at a certain level, and been in the locker room, and sometimes miss the motivation, the it factor that gets guys to want to play for you. And
I don't know.
Again, I know it's going to be – well, look, this guy's smart. Great. Put him in the booth and let him use that. But these guys are the best athletes in the world. The best athletes in the world. Call Doc Walker show and ask him. these guys that played, these tough, nasty people, they're not going to react to this guy.
Yeah, he's not the first nerd. There've been plenty of nerds that have coached and been head coaches.
Yep.
I don't
Many
know.
different styles work.
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't.
Yeah, we just don't know.
I think that's a little old school.
My only question would be about, obviously, Dan Quinn and McDaniel have a relationship, right? And it's very close because he credits Dan to helping him be sober. And that's all well and good because you want them to have a good relationship. But would it be to the point where it's too good, where you can't? Like,
I know you always risk that.
You can't question anything Dan does. You're kind of subservient to him. You're kind of.
I doubt it would be that way, honestly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, but I think that it would be football, and the only thing you really run the risk of
you're too good of friends to work together.
Well, the only thing I think in that sense, in that realm, is you do end up ruining relationships a lot of times. Right, you hire somebody and you got to fire them, and But I guarantee you,
they know they're hired to be fired. Everybody in that business.
But I guarantee you, Joe Witt and Dan Quinn are not quite as close as they were a year ago.
I mean, it probably causes a rift at least initially.
Temporary, yeah, it's tough.
I'm going to guess in a few years, Joe Witt will get over it, and he and Dan Quinn will be boys.
Well, he might have fired them too late because they're boys too.
Yeah,
that's true too.
Definitely.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Because CBS Sports has all the names that are interviewing or set to interview in the next 2 weeks for all the teams. I haven't seen the Commanders listed with their offensive coordinator choices yet.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I know a defensive coordinator is being interviewed and no one's reporting it. It's not all being reported.
Yeah, sometimes they're just tight-lipped.
Doing all that down low. They're a pretty tight-lipped organization. Let's go to Mike.
And look, the reality is a lot of them are coaching right now. So they squeeze in their interviews, but let's say you're really interested in Clay Kubiak. He's kind of busy right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a game this weekend. So you might play the long game and wait, which is what they did with Quinn. Maybe not intentionally. They played kind of a waiting game, and then they were kind of the last team to hire.
Maybe. I guarantee you, if they have interest in Kubiak, they've reached out on some level, and there's been some talk. Mm-hmm. Something. There's been coordination. Let's go to Mike in Bethesda. Mike, what's up?
Hey guys, I got to just put this one stat out there. Mike McDaniel has given Tua 5 concussions in 3 seasons, and we have a very questionably injury-prone quarterback. Those are calls. You could get them out of those calls. He got him destroyed. And we have a guy who's limping around. So
you're blaming McDaniel and the play design on why Tua is vulnerable to concussion.
At least adapted to that. If you've seen his offenses in the last year and a half, he's adapted to the quick game to get the ball out of Tua's hands, so he doesn't withstand more concussions and more punishment.
You just at least have to bring in the conversation, especially when Cliffsbury's getting dinged for Jaden. You know,
all right. I see.
I mean, we got to have somebody. We need these. It's become a game of revolving OCs. Get these, and everybody wants a guy who plays video games. You need more maturity than Mike McDaniel. It's anyways. Okay, thanks guys. Love you. Appreciate it.
It's a fair thing to consider. I brought this up to Cakes during a commercial break yesterday. Why don't guys like Tua or Jackson Dart, who's been in the tent 5 times,
wear the big helmet?
Yeah, wear the big ugly helmet.
I'm not sure that does
do they not allow their quarterbacks?
What's embarrassing?
I don't know.
First of all, it's embarrassing, humiliating to your family.
Maybe it's harder to play with.
Humiliating to your family.
Yeah, to wear that big helmet. Oh man!
But
I wouldn't want to be associated with that.
It's better than laying there with brain dead.
There's other things they can wear. They can wear the neck thing that stabilizes. That's what a lot of guys are using for concussions.
Here are 2 names that we've mentioned one, but this is a second name that is a possibility. All right, one is David Blau, who's already on the staff, who's apparently being wooed by Detroit or interviewed by Detroit. The other one. I mean, I don't know that we mentioned him during the entire season.
You're talking about Blau as a possibility here?
Yes.
I would dismiss that. He's never called plays.
Okay.
I can't have a guy who's never called plays.
Well, here's a guy
in for Kingsbury
who's been an offensive coordinator. I know that Valdez values this. He's their assistant head coach.
Okay.
and their passing game coordinator, Brian Johnson, who was with the Eagles, offense coordinator. Now, he only lasted, I believe, a year as the OC for Philly, came here, and look, for what it's worth, he was on Cliff's staff. He's high up. He's a former college quarterback. He has called plays before.
He could do it. I need fresh eyes.
I'm going to guess that nobody that's currently in the building
from outside.
Nobody that's currently in the building is going to get the OC game.
The only reason why Blau might is because they're terrified of somebody plucking the next Sean McVay.
Right.
That's what they're concerned about. And that a lot of people apparently think this Blau guy is the bee's knees.
But maybe he's not quite ready, and you just give him a raise and a fancier title. Keep him here for at least another year if you value him.
That's what they were hoping they were going to do with McVay, and all of a sudden they got hired at like 29.
I know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
The Rams had foresight. They were willing to take a chance on a younger guy.
All right, people want to chime in on this. 800-636-1067. Do you like McDaniel? If you don't like McDaniel, why? And who would your alternative be? McDaniels makes a lot of sense to me. Don't go anywhere.